What's good, everybody? Back again.
Yep.
It's yours truly, the almighty, incomparable, the greatest of all time, Rip 16, and I am here with my esteemed co-host, who's also a little bit of a hater.
Hey, man, I just tell it how it is, my boy.
Tyler Jet.
Tyler Jet, we here. Back again, week 1.
Back at it, man. You know what I'm saying? And this time, I needed to come in and I need answers, bro. I got my hand on my head because I need answers.
I got the question. I got the answers. What's up?
So first of all, let's start with our takeaways. Mm-hmm. You know, in the NFL, sometimes somebody try to make something happen and then they just take it away. Mm-hmm. The defense just take it away, and that happened a lot with your New York Football Giants.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and address the
address the elephant in the room.
We'll address the elephant in the room. So we weren't ready to play, and Dallas is just flat out better than us. And it showed. Their defense is definitely the best in the league. You can argue it between them, Philadelphia, and the Jets in San Francisco, right? You can argue between that, but I'm gonna say Dallas defense is the best in the league. They have been for the past couple of years now.
They've been in there. They've been in the conversation for sure.
We didn't come out to play. We made some mistakes early. We got down bad early. That put us in a hole early, and Dallas scored 14 points before their offense even touched the field.
Yeah, it looked like they had basketball, so I see why you saying Florida. The scoreboard looked like it was a basketball game. 40 points to a goose egg.
Yep. But it happened. They're better than us. They've been beating us for the past 5 years. It is what it is. We're going to take that, learn from it, and we're going to move on.
Sound like Nick Cannon and Drumline.
We're going to move on, man. Just got to move on. That's only one game. We got 16
It's
more.
week one. It's week one for sure. I'm not gonna sit there and put too much emphasis and say, a whole bunch of negativity. But I do think that game definitely exposed the fact that the Giants should have paid Saquon because
Saquon didn't do shit either. So
Saquon didn't do much of shit, but I didn't feel like they were utilizing him to the point of where he had the opportunity to really just do something substantial. But the little bit of ball movement they did have, a lot of that shit came off of runs from either him or Daniel Jones. And Darren Waller, I don't feel like he was featured that much in the game. But when he did get some targets kind of later, he kind of started getting some receptions, but they just couldn't convert the shit into a score for nothing. And I'm like, in a division game, I need the Giants to play a little bit better than that. Like, I can understand getting your ass whooped, but the goose egg was the part for me. I'm like, come on.
It is what it is, man. It happened. Just gotta move forward, man.
Well, that was one takeaway for me.
Embarrassing, disappointing, all of the negative words. It was
a whole lot of negativity.
What happened Sunday night in front of the world to see? So
the Giants should have had negative points on that scoreboard. But the Lions versus the Chiefs. Another takeaway was last week you were on my ass about this team, and you were saying
that's prior to hearing that Travis Kelce was injured. All right, so we recorded this episode on Tuesday. 15 minutes into us recording, we got the update, the breaking news that Travis Kelce was injured, and it is what it is. I'm a ride. You told
me if the Lions beat the Chiefs, then I'll join the bandwagon.
I ain't joining it yet. I'm still not on it yet.
That's what he said. So that was one takeaway from me. Another one is
like my boy Mike Tirico said, it's an asterisk on that win. Because they know that Travis Kelce, if he was playing, it would have been a different ball game.
Okay, here we go. It would have been a different game, but the Lions were better
kudos
than
to the Detroit Lions. They got the dub.
They did.
Respectfully.
They did
what they had to do.
They did. The other game that was a big one for me was also I don't know if this was big for you, but the Buccaneers and the Vikings, it was a couple teams where it was like, I don't know if this team is better than I thought or the other team is worse than I thought. And when I looked at the Buccaneers versus the Vikings, I felt like that was going on with that game. I know you mentioned, off air that the Vikings defense is lacking.
Yeah, defense is not good. It's just not. Their secondary is a problem.
Secondary is a problem for sure. They let Chris Godwin and a couple of those other guys get loose in the secondary on third down situations where they could have been a punt situation had you had a secondary to make a swat or a stop or do something. But yeah, I wasn't sure if that was the Vikings not being as good as I thought or the Buccaneers being better than I thought. So
combination of the two.
Probably a combination of the two. The Cardinals actually played better than I thought. They played against the Commanders.
Washington, man.
They played against the Commanders, so I'm not putting too much stock. I'm not saying go vote for the Cardinals for president. But I'm just saying that they did play a little bit better than I thought. I took that away. The
Chargers and the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah.
The Chargers and the Dolphins, that was a good game.
It was.
The takeaway I got from that is Staley is terrible at calling defense. Why would you go man-to-man coverage on Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle all throughout the game?
Well, I seen some where we had a safety floating, but
single high.
I don't know what Tua did to make DJ bite on some of those, but I seen Derwin James drop down just a little bit in coverage. Tariq was gone.
Yeah, but the problem is
now I don't know.
They were running man-to-man. Tyreek was running across that field wide open.
And I'm saying it was a safety.
200+ receiving yards.
It was a safety over the top. But the safety bit down for some reason. I don't know why. And Tariq was gone. And that was
probably because Jalen Waddle was beating his defender in man-to-man coverage.
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. You shouldn't leave Tariq Hill not double.
Exactly.
Right? He's fast. I don't know if Staley knows that yet, but Tariq is fast.
Yeah, you got to bracket him, man. You got to bracket him. But Tua is legit when he's healthy. I mean, obviously, when you got these two speedy receivers out there, I mean,
they are fast.
It's just like when he was in Alabama, he had the receivers he had the receivers.
But the Dolphins are fast.
So, and then credit to the Dolphins defense on that last drive. Getting the sack on Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
You know, they came in with the blitz.
Yeah.
Vic Fangio.
Even as well.
Solid.
Even as well as they played on offense, the Chargers were right there with them.
Yeah.
Most of the game.
But it just felt like
up until that last drive.
It just felt like the Chargers didn't really have control of the game.
Maybe in the fourth I can see that.
Yeah,
but it was some periods where they got good stops. They got some good stops on the Dolphins too and kind of slowed them down. But at the end of the game, it looks like Coach was just like, get the ball to Tariq. And it worked. But a very exciting and enjoyable game. The last one, what I say, well,
the Jets.
The last big one.
The goddamn Jets.
The goddamn Jets.
The goddamn Jets, man. Aaron Rodgers out for the season.
That was heartbreaking.
Achilles.
4 snaps. And his ankle snaps.
The fucking Jets just can't catch a break.
Oh, my God. My heart goes out to the Jet fans. I was
Jet
like,
Nation.
God.
I don't know what it is. You get the plague. You know what I'm saying? Just
but I watch Hard Knocks. I will say it's a lot of other promising pieces on the team, not just defense. You got Quentin Williams on defense. We know about Sauce Gardner.
The defense
Whitehead got 3 picks last night. That was wild.
Yeah, but were the picks because of Whitehead's being good, or was it because Josh Allen was bad?
I think it was because Josh Allen was under pressure.
He was bad.
I think it was because he was under pressure.
He was bad.
Quentin Williams was on his ass. Quincy Williams was also in the backfield a lot. Quentin and Quincy, they was on him. He was under pressure a lot.
Yeah, but 2 of those deep balls, 2 of the picks had nothing to do with him being under pressure.
He got hit.
He got flushed out of the pocket and threw him deep.
Yeah, but he also got hit.
Where he could have took off running and got a first down or got close to a first down.
I feel like Quincy Williams was right there, kind of.
And then that interception, the third one he threw, he didn't lead the DB or the wide receiver didn't run the right. He didn't run the route to sell the safety. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, some of that might have been on the wide receivers.
Yeah, but still.
And some of that might have been pressure. So I'm not going to put that. Too, so. He did fumble. I'm putting that on him for sure.
So, listen.
But I do think one of those picks was fully Josh Allen. The fumble was definitely on Josh Allen. he had some heavy pressure on him, and he has a good secondary playing against him. And Whitehead was just in tune. He was like inside of Josh Allen's head or something. But he was snatching the ball out of Scott left and right. 3 picks for number 3. Great game for him. So sad to hear about Aaron. But the other takeaway was you got Breece Hall back, and Breece looked good real quick. I didn't know what they were going to do. He was questionable going into the game. It was a lot of questions about how many snaps he's going to play. They was like, oh, we're going to ease him in. I guess Saleh was just trying to – Robert Saleh, coach, was just trying to, I guess, play some Jedi mind tricks with the other team or something. I don't know. Wish I would have fucking got the phone call and known because I would have started him on my fantasy. But, yeah, Breece looked good. That was my takeaway. The defense looked great. It was some questions about – someone hit me up and asked me, what we thought about that last kickoff – the punt return by Gibson. And it was like, should that have been a penalty with that block?
Hey, they didn't call it.
I said they didn't call it because it looks like the blocker was leading with his shoulder and missed his man, and the guy jumped.
By rule, it should have been a penalty. They didn't call it, though. That was tripping.
And that's what they were saying. But I was like, I can kind of see why they didn't call it. Some people might disagree with me. A lot of people might disagree with me on this.
A lot of Bills fans will disagree.
For sure. But it looked like he led like this, and that was my argument. Yeah. I was like, even with the penalty, if they would have called the penalty, the field range that he was in after he got all the way down the field before that block even off the rip. So the probability that something would have happened, like a fumble or an interception or something like that, is slim. So I didn't. I was like, the Jets were probably still gonna win, even if it was by a field goal. So I didn't put too much weight into that. It was a great game. It was very intense. It was an emotional roller coaster. What's good, man? We appreciate y'all for tapping in to another episode of No Hedging Podcast. We need for y'all to like, share, comment, subscribe.
Hit that button.
Hit that button, baby. Everything helps. You know what I'm saying?
If you made it this far, you might as well do it. But until next time, we'll see you on the next video. We out.